Welcome to Saskatchewan, where respiratory therapists are in demand. Join the Saskatchewan Health Authority, where you'll be part of an amazing team of colleagues who support you and your professional growth with opportunities to practice all aspects of respiratory therapy. And you get to experience absolutely breathtaking scenery and all the fun that comes with it. From high-energy moments to heartfelt connections, being a respiratory therapist in Saskatchewan lets you change and save lives every day.
I love being a respiratory therapist.
I love being a respiratory therapist.
I love my job because I get to show up every day at the hospital and you never know what each day might bring.
I am literally on the front lines of every emergent situation that involves a respiratory or a cardiac emergency.
Respiratory therapists in Saskatchewan have the unique ability of being able to use all of their skills.
There are so many opportunities for RTs across Canada to come here. Not only do you have an incredible sign-on incentives, but you also have the ability to choose what your work life is going to look like. Are you someone who's interested in working in neonatal, pediatrics, adults? It doesn't matter. You get to choose and have that flexibility in where you want to work.
We work in a different department usually every shift. Whether that's emerge, ICU, wards, we get to kind of bring everything to the table that we've learned in school.
I get to work with neonatal patients, I get to work with pediatric patients, I get to work with adult patients.
Just the other day, for example, I was intubating in emerge and inserting art lines, and then the next day I was proning a patient in the ICU.
I found that working for SHA has provided me a lot of opportunities and more access to a wider variety of procedures and experiences that have helped me actually expand on my education.
Every day at the SHA, I get to work with different patient populations, and no 2 days are the same.
If you're looking for a challenging work environment in terms of being able to utilize all your skills and have your critical thinking skills be challenged, this is where you want to be.
Join a team dedicated to supporting each other and be part of a dynamic culture of collaboration.
We work everywhere, so we have this very unique ability to help out in different areas. We make such a difference by participating in the healthcare team. So whether that's in rounds or with other physicians, nurses, nurse practitioners, we are a valued member of the team. Our input matters.
Working as an RT within the SHA, you're able to use your full scope of practice, which is quite rewarding to us. In terms of examples, we're part of the Code Blue team, we're part of the trauma team, we're very involved with the intubations, with art lines, and we have a really close working relationship with doctors, with nurses.
Our team supports each other to overcome day-to-day challenges. There's always somebody there to have your back in any type of situation throughout the day. They're just a call away, and everybody is willing to help.
Everybody here is so friendly, so kind. It kind of feels more like your family more than you are coworkers.
If we have a bad day, if we're working a bad case, there's been a handful of times where I've gotten a text in the evening when I get home from work, just making sure I'm okay.
I had the unique opportunity to be trained as a critical incident stress management team lead. We have these individuals who have been trained so that when a traumatic event happens, we come together at the end of a shift and talk about it. We don't talk about what happened, but we talk about how it impacted us as individuals. The goal of those sessions is so that at the end of the session, we all kind of know that we're united on a front, and you actually can return to working at your next shift at that high level of performance. Every day as a respiratory therapist, we impact our patients' lives and make a huge difference. We are able to not only titrate blood gases and make them comfortable on their life support or whatever modality they're on, but we really interact with patients' families. And that is almost as important as treating the patient, especially in a place like Saskatchewan where we are a really family-centered care community.
We encourage and support your ongoing professional development. In Saskatchewan, you will find many opportunities, particularly in the areas of neonatal, pediatric transport, anesthesia assistance, and perfusion.
New equipment we get to use in the SHA would be the McGrath for video laryngoscopy for all of our code blues and intubations. We also use a new fleet of Hamilton ventilators, the C1, T1, and C6 is what we're using here.
One of the things that I really migrated to was the Palma Vista. I really enjoyed that we could put a band on them and see in live time the expansion of their lungs and see what needed to be reinflated or what was overinflated, and to make those tweaks and see it change live action in front of us. I really enjoyed that.
So we have a wide variety of equipment that we use daily, whether it's our new CMAX that we're using for intubating or the Palma Vista that helps us determine proper ventilation for our patients. We have all these different tools that we get to use that are available to us here, and we get the knowledge and the training on them, it's really fun.
Among some of the new innovative equipment we use as respiratory therapists here include the LifeCast dolls, which are state-of-the-art, lifelike mannequins that we're able to utilize in our simulation lab facility.
It's really exciting because we are starting to use some very innovative equipment, especially on our neonatal team. So we have started using lung ultrasound on transport. So we are actually giving them almost like an ICU experience up in their rural communities at the nursing station. So we can actually start treating them as an ICU patient before we actually get back to the Jim Pattison Hospital. That in itself has given us such a new opportunity to not only guess, because lots of those communities don't have x-ray, they don't have lab services. So being able to run our own blood work, being able to do our own imaging is something that is very cutting edge, and our team has gone all over the world to do presentations just about this device and how we're treating premature infants and newborn infants in Saskatchewan.
I feel like the management here is great and encourages us for professional development, and there's so many opportunities for professional development in the SHA.
So at SHA, we're able to do training with the emerge teams and trauma teams. There's always simulations that we're doing just to better ourselves when traumas do come into our emerge. We have extra training with putting in arterial lines and intubations and simulations with that, just to expand our skills in that. In our neonatal ICU, the RTs have been learning how to do lung ultrasounds, and that's another thing that's been kind of new and isn't widely common for RTs to do that.
Welcome to the land of the living skies. It's only a short drive from big city amenities with small city commutes to stunning natural landscapes and exciting outdoor adventures.
Living in Saskatchewan is amazing.
I think some of the benefits of living here are the reasonable cost of living, the ability to explore some of the different provincial parks in the province.
In Saskatchewan, we kind of get the best of both worlds. It's small enough that you can drive an hour to the mini lakes that we have to offer and go camping, you can go fishing. It's also big enough that we have numerous festivals, numerous concerts, we have big sport teams.
There's over 100,000 lakes, so if you like camping or fishing or going up to the cabin, there's so much to do. We have a lot of good food. In the summers, the festivals and the concerts and the markets are awesome.
I took so much more home, and I could afford to live in a bigger place, and I actually bought myself a house. The cost of living is so excellent.
The cost of living here is pretty good, and there's lots of supports.
For me, coming from Ontario, my commute at the time was 45 minutes to get to work, and now it takes me 5 minutes to get to work, and there's never any traffic. It's amazing.
Saskatchewan's a great place to raise a family. I moved here 23 years ago. I met my wife here, and we've raised a family of 3.
I myself have 2 small children, and my husband and I love raising our kids here. It is a super safe and fun environment for them to grow and learn and just explore.
Being a respiratory therapist is great, and this is the greatest place to be one. Come join our team.
With a growing aging population, there's just going to continue to be more need for respiratory care in our province.
We do great work here in Saskatchewan, but we could be even better with you.
We need you.
I promise you'll love working with us.
The Saskatchewan Health Authority is looking for respiratory therapists right now. Don't wait another minute. Apply today.